Hello there, everyone. Welcome to this week's Facebook Live. I'm Shalini Joshi Amdagni, and I'm an international physical and emotional pain relief expert and a best-selling author. And I welcome to this week's Facebook Live. Our topic today is Keep the Dream Alive. I don't know if you can see this. And talking about the key ingredient to achieving your dreams. The key ingredient in my view. Of course, it's not the absolute key ingredient, but in my view. So welcome all of you who are here. Gail, Monica, hi, Hariraj. Welcome to the live, and the topic is keeping the dream alive. And I'm sharing with you what I feel is the key ingredient to lasting success, enduring success. So welcome everyone. And I don't know where you are in your life right now. It's the month of December, and I always think, when I think of December, I'm thinking of my dreams, and I'm reflecting back on my dreams, or looking forward to creating new stuff in the coming year. So we're at that last month, and maybe you are like me, still on a journey to your dreams. Maybe you are someone who's achieved all that they wanted this year, and bravo to you. Whatever your dreams were in terms of health or money or relationship has been a big theme this year for a lot of people. So wherever you are on your dream, I want to ask you, are you someone who's feeling like, I haven't been quite there yet? Like, I'm one of them, right? And I had a lot of intentions as I started out this year, a lot of expectations and things that I wanted to accomplish, but I'm not there. And so just have a reflect on what's going on with you right now, whether it's the health dream, whether it's the money dream, whether it's the travel dream, whether it's the kids dream, relationship dream. Okay. And if you're not there yet, I want to say to you and to myself to keep the dream alive, right? To not give up on the dream, no matter how hard it's been, no matter how complicated it's been. Don't give up on that dream. And that brings me to what I'm going to be sharing with you today is 3 things. So I'm going to share with you, number 1, next, zigzag journey to Laguna Beach retreat. Number 2, uncommon tips for enduring success. And what I believe is the key ingredient for achieving your dreams. Okay, so let's go with zigzag journey to Laguna Beach retreat. Okay, so it's 2011 and it's September 21, 2011. I remember the date specifically. And so I was on my very first I'm at the airport in Bangkok, the new international airport, Suvarnabhumi Airport, early morning, because I'm taking the United Airlines flight to California and the Laguna Beach, right? And it's a training kind of a retreat. It's about learning with my very first mentor, Lisa Cherney, and I'm queuing up at the airport to with my passport and everything. And then I see there's this whole bunch of people on the side, plenty of them, over 50, gathering, and I asked, what are these guys doing here? And the lady who was, an attendant there helping people out said, oh, they're on the waiting list. And I'm thinking, why are there 50 people waiting for the United flight? What's going on? And as I keep standing there, I see the other, what do you call them? Whatever, the places that you go check in with your passport. They're canceled, like 10 canceled flights. And United is on. So I'm feeling really lucky, and I'm saying, yeah, it's my dream, it's my retreat, and I'm getting there, and my flight is going, and I'm all very excited, but I'm also very confused, like, how come so many flights are canceled? Anyway, I get my immigration stuff done, and I board the plane, and I'm sitting all buckled up, ready to take off, right, into my dream island, to my dream destination, Laguna Beach, to meet my mentor and other people that are, part of the journey with me. And so, the captain announces that, we're ready to take off in a few, minutes, and we're expecting a typhoon. But it's not a problem because we have enough fuel to circle if we need to. And my antenna stood up, right? Like, really? He knows that we're gonna, get into a typhoon. And he was confident. I felt, okay, this is something routine, nothing big deal, right? So now we're getting closer to Tokyo. So my flight was Bangkok, Tokyo, San Francisco. And then I was going to do LA, somewhere in LA. I don't know what the LA airport is. And so I'm sitting, I'm having a great time, and I've got a book to read, and now we're getting really close, like about 45 minutes into landing in Tokyo, and we've hit the typhoon, and so it's a really bumpy ride. And I'm like, okay, this is normal, but then it gets really bumpy. It gets really bumpy, so that the captain says nobody is allowed to use the lavatories, and so on and on. And I don't know how that time passed, but it was really scary, really bumpy. And we are now at Narita Airport. We're above Narita Airport, and the captain announces that we're gonna land. And we're all buckled up, everybody's seated, the stewardess, and he tries to land the flight. And I cannot tell you, it was one of the worst experiences of my life. I've been traveling since I was 6 years old, so many times, because I was in a boarding school. But this was something so unique that I was in so much fear, that because he was trying to land the plane, and he's trying to land the plane, and 15 minutes have gone, and 20 minutes have gone, and we're meeting this, what they call the wind shear. It's the stuff that blows the planes apart. And he tries again, and then we circle back up, and then he tries to land again. I think he tried that 10 times. And I thought, we're never hitting the ground. We're going to blow up. And, it was the scariest moment, I thought, of my life. I thought of all my dreams. I thought of my relationships. I thought of my kids back home. I'll never see them again, because the guy couldn't land the flight, and it was really, really scary. Eventually, he decides he needs to go to Osaka, or whatever the next airport was, in this typhoon. By the way, it was called Typhoon Roke, R-O-K-E. Created a lot of miserable stuff. And you can Google it, Typhoon Roke 2011, September 21. So, now the plane is gone from Narita Airport. It's flying through this typhoon to Osaka. Was it Osaka? I don't know which airport it was. And it's still very turbulent, and it's still very scary. And I wonder, so we instead of 45 minutes, it's been 2.5 hours circling and going round and trying to land. And then eventually we landed in, I think it was Osaka. And then I was bawling with tears of relief that we had hit the ground. I didn't care that we weren't at my dream retreat yet. I was just so happy that I was alive. I, messaged my my kids, and then because it wasn't a big international airport, it was a small airport, and they didn't have many buses, so we waited another 2 hours, okay, before the one bus came, and then it took the whatever 30-40 passengers and came back again. So by the time we got into the airport, and we the whole flight checked, and we got an airport to stay in, because now we had to go into the city, right? So we had to get visa clearance, and it was just crazy. It was all crazy. And it was 11 o'clock at night by the time I got to the hotel that we were all staying in. And then the next morning there was a scramble about going, because everybody was now being rerouted to go to different directions. Some were going to, it was just crazy. And I thought I would miss my retreat, but eventually, my flight took off, and I landed at LA, and I took a limousine. I didn't want to be late, so I took a limousine, spent an extra, I don't know how many $100 to get to my retreat, and landed, and I was all jet lagged. Like, I haven't slept. I've been in this place of fear and tension and misery. And eventually I reached, and I saw, I reached that little beach house that my mentor had booked, and I saw all the people, and I was all tears, and they were cheering because they knew the whole story, and they'd been coordinating with me. But eventually I did reach, exhausted, really not expecting, and I was there. And so that was the zigzag story to the island, to the land of my dream retreat with my mentor. And why am I sharing this story is that we all have dreams, we all have goals, we all have these things that we want. And sometimes, we just expect things to, it was a simple thing. I've been on flights hundreds of times since I was 6 years old, like back and forth, India, Bangkok. And I never expected this. And it took a whole different journey where, like, my faith was tested. I was willing to give up. I thought, okay, now I'm just gonna, the plane's gonna burst and I'm gonna die. And that's what it can feel like sometimes when you're on your way to your dreams. It's not a straight road. It's not even a long winded road. It can be a really bumpy, thumpy, testing your patience and testing everything you have, your faith, right? And that's typically how sometimes the journey towards your dreams can be like. So I want to share with you three uncommon tips, right, to achieving your dreams. Because the common tips are, you should know what you want, visualize it, believe it, trust it, and keep taking actions, and all that stuff is really, really important. But I wanted to share 3 tips that I think are not that common and that are really important. So one of them is going deep. Go deep. I don't know what your goal is right now, whether it's a health goal, fitness goal, relationship harmony goal, just feeling more peace within yourself, or maybe you're struggling financially. So the one thing that I find really important is to go deep. Don't just address things at the surface level. Don't just try things, a little bit of everything, right? A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of I see people, especially, I'm a pain relief expert, and people have all these dreams for their health goals. And thank you for all the love and likes, guys. Thank you so much. So, people have these dreams for themselves. And I'm going to give the example of chronic pain, because that's my expertise, right? And so people will try a little bit of EFT, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and they're still circling, right? And they don't land. They keep circling like this circle, and they think, oh my God, I'm gonna die here. I'm never gonna achieve this. And what I want to say is that going deep, like pick a few things. Don't like make it all complicated, and then go deep with it, whether it's your goals that you're talking about, or even if it's like for me, if it's your skill, it's not a great idea to have like 10 different little skills at the surface level, but be specific and go really deep with your unique divine gift, right? Go deep with that. So I'll tell you what I mean is, when I started out 12 years ago, I healed myself from my own chronic pain and from my disease, and I used the tool EFT. And I got myself certified, and I became an EFT advanced EFT practitioner. But very soon after that, right, like every second person I knew was doing EFT tapping, and fear started coming up, like, oh my God, I need to equip myself with like 100 other things. And I saw other people that I knew, who had completed EFT, scrambling, and there was a whole game going on in the EFT world, where Gary Craig was no longer the only guy who, there was like 100 different people teaching EFT in 2 days and a weekend workshop, and like, and then, I started having that herd mentality, and I said, okay, this is not enough. I should go and maybe try to be a hypnotherapist also, and Reiki master, and do all these different things, right? Even though I wasn't really feeling aligned with them. It was more of a fear, like, I better do this, otherwise, I won't be relevant, I won't be good enough, right? And so often our fears come up, and we lose our focus, we lose what's really true to us, what's really true and meaningful to us, and we start scrambling on the surface and like becoming good at this, but it's not a master, right? You're not a master at all those things. It's really difficult to master many different things. So that's what I mean by going deep, is master your skill instead of having 10 different skills, right? When you go to a doctor and he's a heart specialist, you go to the heart specialist because that's his unique gift. And so that's what I mean, whether it's, finding whatever your dream is, go deep with, go at the root, right? Don't just stay at the surface level. Okay, and then be uniquely you, right? Be uniquely you. It's kind of, okay, so let me give an example. Like, of course you want to learn, right? Of course you want to learn from people you admire, from people like this retreat that I went to. I admire Lisa Cherney. I admire her for so many things, and I learned so much from her. I've learned so much from all the mentors that I've had, right? Even this card that I'm holding up for you, thanks to my mentor, Alex Mandossian, right? He's my marketing mentor, guru, genius. He's a genius at his thing. And yes, I've learned these tools from him, but I'm doing it in my own unique way. So you want to have your own unique voice. My other mentor is Dr. Joe Vitale. I was just sharing stage with him, which was a dream come true. But he is someone who, when I think of him, he has so many different passions. He loves cars. He has amazing, unique, one-of-a-kind cars. He loves guitars, right? And like he has, I don't know how many guitars. So yes, I've learned from him, and I learn from him, right? And I learn, and I find things that I value, and I kind of align with them in my own way. But you have to be your own you. What's true to you? And cars are not important to me. Guitars are not important to me, right? So don't lose you, right? Even though you're learning and gaining so much from others, like be in your unique zone, right? Be your unique self. Be true to what's important to you. And also, we have this tendency to compare ourselves and compare our lives with this one and that one. And I've done it. I've been the comparison queen. I should have been there by now, and I should be, look at them, and they've gone past me. And, we have a very unique path. We have our unique lane. And so stay in your lane. Don't try to cross. Don't drive your life's car like looking at the lane on that side or looking in the rear view and say, he's coming up next, right? Drive your car and in your unique lane, right? Because there is, God has a plan for all of us, and we need to stay in our lane. Because when we look here and we look there and we look everywhere, we get distracted. We chase bright, shiny objects and yeah, I should do that. I should do that. And so we lose focus on our unique path, right? So I'm just looking at some of the notes. Yeah, so, it's exactly. So I'm just looking at some of the notes. So that's what I mean by be uniquely you, right? Be uniquely you. Even if I'm doing EFT and like a million other people do it, but I do it in my own way, right? And that's my style. So find your own unique recipe, your own unique way, and stick to that, because there's nobody quite like that on the planet, right? And it's your unique style. And the people who resonate with it, the people who connect with it will show up, and they'll be in your tribe, right? You don't have to have everybody following you. You want people that resonate with you, and they'll resonate with you when you be you, right? So that's the tip. And number 3 is own the throne. So once you've gone deep with your skill, with your craft, and also going deep at the understanding the deeper issues, like if you have chronic pain, if you really understood it from the deeper level, not just from the surface, right? Not just addressing it on a surface level, oh, I have this, right? But really understanding what's really going on at the root level, and then finding your own unique way of expressing yourself, following your unique path. So you've built yourself, right? You've learned the skills, you've gone deep, you've done the research, you've equipped yourself with the knowledge and the skills and the strategies and all of that. And then number 3 is own the throne. Own the throne. And what do I mean by that is, in life, nobody's going to come and say, wow, you've really mastered what you know, and you've really done the work, and I'm going to crown you the king or the queen of your craft, right? Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to make you feel that special you. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to believe in you. You've got to trust you. You've got to feel confident in you, and wear the throne. Wear the crown and own the throne of your specific gift, whatever it is. I see Mayuri is here, and she's in the media, and she does all these amazing things, and that's uniquely her, right? So she can own the throne of this expertise that she has. And I don't know what is your expertise, what is unique to you. And it doesn't mean that maybe you're not working, maybe you're a parent, if it's cooking, if it's whatever it is, be confident and be aligned and really feeling good in your skin and sitting on that throne. So I'm a self-proclaimed EFT queen. Who gave me the throne? No one. It's because you've gone through the journey, you've done the stuff, and people believe in it. Who cares, right? The people who show up will be the ones that are part of your tribes, and you gotta own it. You gotta feel confident in your thing, whatever your unique gift is. So that is really, really important, right? Because I know a lot of people who are so amazing at their craft and they know so many things, but they don't own the throne. They don't feel confident. They don't trust themselves. They don't, and it's not from a place of show off, right? Owning the throne is not about showing off. Owning the throne is about really knowing in your gut that God gave you this gift, that this is your divine blessing, and simply owning that, right? And moving forward, sitting on your throne, right? So it sounds simple and it sounds, not so, unique, but trust me, I mean, I've spoken to so many people who are brilliant and not succeeding and not living their dreams because they don't own the throne. Okay, so these are some uncommon tips. Go deep, be uniquely you, and own the throne. So what's the key ingredient that I wanted to share with you? The number one ingredient that I believe, it's not an absolute, it's not an absolute, it's just what I feel. And the key ingredient to achieving your dreams is, drum roll please, persistence. Persistence. And why do I say that? 1 minute. Is because you can have the talent, you can have the skills, you can have the strategies, you can have the connections, right? You can have, all those things. But life will throw you so many curveballs, so many unexpected, situations and tests that you will fall, right? You will fall from this place. You want to go this way, but you end up, you've gone completely the wrong way. I had turbulence. Didn't land in Narita, went to another place. More, it's just a metaphor. That's how life is. So you can have the talent and the knowledge and the connections and the skills, and maybe you, like me, use some tapping or some way to clear your limiting beliefs and clear it and dig deep and, clear stuff from the root level and follow your unique path, right? And own the throne. Yeah, I know everything and I know this thing and I know I can help people. But there'll be so many times that you'll be, thrown off the throne, right? Life will do that. And unless you are persistent, it's really hard to achieve that dream. It gets so hard, it gets so tough, it feels like it's unachievable. It feels like I'll never get there. Like I was feeling, I'm never gonna land on ground, forget the retreat, I'll never even land on the ground. It's so hard. And I'm not, it's not an extreme case. I know so many people who have a dream of writing their books or who have a dream of helping all these people in the world, and they never get there because they give up too soon, because they don't persist, right? And persistence, persistence can look like this. What does persistent means? It means, like, some of the things persistence can look like in your life was being willing to look bad, being willing to feel lonely, right? Because you're pushing through the beams and nobody understands what the heck is going on. I felt so lonely on this, journey. and tapping and what is this weird stupid thing and really and skeptical, and you feel really lonely, but you believe in it. And so everybody may not take to it, but some will, right? And you gotta keep taking those mini steps. So being willing to be on this lonely journey, right? Being flexible, course correcting. This is not working. Let's try this, because you will fall, you will fail, you will hit tons and tons of roadblocks along the way, right? Asking for help. This is so important. It's about being persistent, right? It's about doing whatever it takes, doing no matter what. So that might mean asking for help. And I have had like 6 mentors along the way for like 1 year, 2 years, who have helped me because I believed in my dream and I stayed persistent, not taking things personally. Sometimes you'll see you do your best and you put your heart, your soul, and you don't get any results. You don't get the results. And you think, oh, if I'm not getting the results, that means I'm not good enough, and I'll never make it, and stuff like that. And you will go through it if you're really going after the dreams. And persisting despite the slow moving pace. I did a Facebook Live. I've had so many experiences with flight. So I had done a Facebook Live about being in a hanging pattern. You feel like you're hanging, and then just recently I had gone to Delhi, and the guy said, we're in this going to be hanging out here for a while because of the traffic, right? There were so many planes landing in Delhi. And so we kept circling, and I was thinking about the hanging pattern. And so sometimes it's going to be a really slow journey. And I know I've been there. I know lots of people who go there, and you feel like giving up. Like, this is not moving as fast as you'd like it to, and it's taking forever. How long is it going to take? And so persistence is about making those mini steps, no matter how long it's taking, sticking to it. There is no super success secret formula, right? It's these little things that we need to keep doing despite all the pain and all the shame. Maybe you had an experience and you felt rejected and you felt shamed, right? So that's what persistence can look like. And I'm sure it looks like many other things. That's all I could fit onto this piece of paper. And being okay to stand up no matter how many times you fall, right? So that's what persistence can look like. And so you might say, so Shalini, what do we do? How do we stay persistent, right? Okay, this is all great, but how can I stay persistent? I always tend to give up, right? And one of the things I have found in my own life, right, I'm just sharing from my own examples, is simplify, right? Don't set yourself up for failure. And, choose goals or have intentions that set you up for success, right? So if you have too many things you want to achieve, right? And it's hard to achieve many different things. So, setting smart goals, like pick something, right, that's truly, truly meaningful for you. Helping people in chronic pain is something that is truly, truly, truly meaningful for me, right? And it's one specific goal that I've had for the past 12 years, right? And so that goal that dream is so important. It's so meaningful to me. It's so fulfilling that I will move forward with it no matter what. So what's truly important to you? Are all those things that you're thinking about, think about what's important to you. We're in the month of December, right? Review what's really important for you. And if you have 15 things, I would suggest like go with 3 key things that are really important to you, that are meaningful to you, that would make you so happy, that you would do even if you didn't get paid for it, right? Those are, pick 3 things or whatever, like very few things that are truly, truly meaningful for you, that fulfill you in your deepest core level, right? Because when you have those kind of goals, then you're going to persist. Then you will do whatever it takes. Talking about this mentoring that I did in 2011 with Lisa Cherney, it was 2011 to 2012. I woke up at 3 a.m. at night to access these group calls that she was doing from LA. So her 1 p.m. in the afternoon was my 3 a.m. I put an alarm at 2:30 and I woke up for every call. And the rest of the people were in the US or Canada, so they had an easier time. I was the only odd monkey that woke up at 2:30. Why? Because she was helping me with the marketing, and getting this out to the people was important to me. So you have to do whatever it takes, and you will only do these uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone things when that dream is really, really, really important to you. So that way, that makes it easier. It's never easy, but it makes it easier to persist, to continue, even if it's like those tortoise kind of slow marching pace. You will persist, right? So that, I believe, the persistence is really at the key. So as we finish here, I want to ask you, what is your dream? What is that heartfelt dream that you've had? Don't give up on it, right? Go deep, find your unique voice with it, and keep persisting, right? Keep persisting with it, because there are a lot of people out there who are superly talented, geniuses at their work. They have the skills and the tools and the strategies and everything. And in this world of internet, right, the World Wide Web, it's not hard. You want to learn anything, you can learn it, right? It's not hard. You can do online training, and you can invite in where you're sitting right now. You can learn skills and learn the tools, but if you're not going to be persistent, then it's really hard to achieve the dream. So that's the topic today. I hope you got something out of it. Thank you for joining me, whether live or on replay, and I will see you next week, Thursday, same time. Till then, keep persisting. Bye, guys.